Hi everyone. Good morning. Hope everyone can hear me. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and from wherever you're calling in from. I like to say this last week was just an amazing week. I know some of us really hit it big in the markets as well. We had some really major moves in the market. Most of the pairs we were looking at were were really on point in terms of they were going in the direction that we were anticipating it to go. So that was really good. So I'm really very positive about this week as well, because just if you can see at a glance on my screen, you can already see there are a number of high impact news releases this week. Except for Monday, we don't have anything happening Monday. So what I can just say, could just use normally is these days Mondays have just been really good. So I'm not sure what is going to happen this Monday, but you could use Monday to just look at the charts and just mark out your charts, especially for people that are working full time. Just use Monday to really mark out your charts and look at the trade opportunities, that we have in the market. And then Tuesday, from then you can just set up your chart on probably that Monday, and then and just advantage of the volatility that will be coming from Tuesday onwards down to Friday. A number of speeches here and there, what have you. So we just be on the lookout, and those are trade news as well. You can also take advantage of that. So I'm just going to go straight into our charts today so that we can just run through it. I'm not going to look at every one of those charts. I know I say that sometimes, sometimes, and I end up doing it. I'm going to try and streamline this, make it as short as possible so that we can get value from it without having to spend too much time on the screen looking at it. So now, on as you can see, this pair right here, NZD USD Kiwi dollar, I was really looking, expecting this to go all the way to the top this range here. I think I would have to use math on it today as well. So I was really expecting it to go up to this range for that expanding triangle, sorry, expanding, what's it called again, expanded channel. So the same thing that we saw here was what I was expecting to play out here. Although we started here, some of us are entered, we started somewhere here because of that channel, and it got all the way to this point, and then we decided to start reversing. So I had to form this, create this new channel just to follow what's price action. What we do in the market, we react to price. We don't force price to do what we want it to do. Whatever price does, we reanalyze and then follow price action. Like, look at this now. It came here, touched it, and dropped to this level, came back up, um, didn't really get there, and dropped back to that level, came back to that level, touched and dropped back to this level, to the top and bottom of the chart has been playing up and down through it. So right now it did the same thing. So now I'm of the opinion that it's coming back down to, so I'm just going to clear that, clear or drawing. So it's just coming back down to the bottom of that, excuse me, I need this. So coming back down to the bottom of that channel, probably coming back to hit here to continue. But on the larger time frame, I want you to just know that this pair is definitely going to shoot up as well. You know, it may just drop all the way down to this point. Look at that price action. If you look at it, you can already see it may just drop all the way to this level where it's been to. It's not broken that level in a long time. I'm just going to draw this. What's it called now, around it. So that is some point level you might be. Some people might want to put a sell limit here, a buy limit here, long term. Some other people want to put a buy limit and a very tight stop loss just in case. But if you have a good account size, you can just put your sell limit here, buy limit here, probably a stop loss somewhere around here, or even. But that's a lot of Let me see how much pips you'd be risking for that. So let's say you put your buy limit somewhere here, your stop loss will probably be somewhere around here, which would be about 100 plus pips if you're, able to do that. But if you put your sell limit, buy limit here, your stop loss would be the previous one, something's the closest to that, closest level to that one, which would be this one here below here for 250 pips. So I would say don't do that. That's so much. So just look for, you can do a stop, you can do a buy limit here, but just drop down to your smaller time frame and look for smaller stop losses. But this is the area, the levels where I like to trade because they offer a higher risk to reward ratio. Like if I enter a trade from here and my stop loss is just here, this is what I'll be risking. I'll be risking just this, I'll be risking just maybe say 120 pips, to make 400, pips, 400 and some almost 500 pips. That's 1 to 5 risk to reward, which is really massive for me. So because if it comes down to this level, I'm expecting this to jump from here. I'm expecting it to come all the way down to this level and then drop, you know, and then probably possibly could just keep going up and down, or it could just jump above. But if it jumps above, you already know where it's going to. It's going back into that channel that we've been trading. For some of us that know, we've been taking this trade, so it's going to come back to that channel and probably shoot back up. But don't forget this level. It may go there and drop back, or just shoot to the upside. But what I'm really looking for, I'm looking for that upside. I'm waiting for this to finish what it's trying to do. I'm not sure what it's trying to do right now. Just gonna keep following price action. At this point, right now, I can't take a trade right now. Why can I not take a trade? Because it's in the middle. This does not offer me a good risk to reward. I'm gonna wait for what this is gonna do. So if you want to take this trade, just wait for this. Wait for this to come all the way back to this bottom, or all the way back to the top. Right now, it's in the middle. So I would say forget it, except you want to scalp, But if you want to scalp, there's always an opportunity for you. I can already see I've already created trend lines for it. So with this, all you need right now is for price to break above that trend line, retest that level, and then you can buy it to that top. And for you trying to sell this as well, you have to wait for price to come back all the way down to this level, retest that level because of this price action that was created here. Touch, 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 bounce, and then it came back and touched it and bounced again. So just wait for that price action to happen, for that retest to happen on that level, and then sell it down to that level, that 0.63450. So that's that one for NZD USD. I'm just gonna clear all of that. Now, same thing. NZ Euro USD. I'm not really looking to trade Euro USD right now, but if you look at it on the higher time frame, you can already see that level. Where I remember I created this bounce off level from way back. So I'm looking if it gets to that level, although it kind of acted as if came close to it. So I'm not really looking to sell a Euro USD at this point. If I'm even going to take this at all, I'm going to wait for the buy setup to happen for this one. So let's see if I drop down to my smaller time frame. So the opportunity I'll be waiting for is for price to break out of this channel that I saw, that I created for it. So if it breaks out of it, I look for a retest for that level, and then I can take price back to that top. I created those levels for it anyway. And if you can see, it has this channel as well inside of it. It broke out of it, and it broke out of that channel and then broke back in. So I'm just waiting for price to break out of it totally, and then come back and retest it. Then I'll buy it to the upside. So that's for Euro USD. But to be honest, I'm not really looking to trade Euro USD except I see a clear trading opportunity for it. So yes, Euro USD. This trade I'm really looking forward to. Now, had that fake out for some of us, I actually, including myself, I thought this was ready to go to the upside. Remember we were trading it in the middle, trading this range for quite some time, and we're really waiting for it to get to that level and then drop, and that happened to us. For some of us that took that trade, it started here. We followed it all the way. I think I met it somewhere around here. I followed it to the top, and then we entered that trade. It dropped massively. Some of us that took that trade, called 150, almost 160 pips drop. So right now, what happened? It didn't. I was really thinking it's gonna come back down. Remember, I was thinking it's gonna come all the way down, but what happened? It turned. If you followed this my triangle, sorry, my chart, you would see he hit the first TP, hit second TP. So I was really, did he hit the second TP? No, he didn't hit the second TP before turning, but he did hit the first TP, which was this one, that 38. He didn't hit the second one, which was the 61 before turning back. So I was really expecting this to come all the way back to the bottom of that channel, but that didn't happen. Price would do what price is gonna do. But what did you see it do? It bounced up, it returned back to the top side and posted itself out of that channel. So I was thinking it was going to retest. In fact, I called it as a retest and then jump, but then it came all the way back into that channel. And right now, it's given a bearish engulfing candle. Look at this. In fact, if you look at the price action, that should just tell you that maybe that this might actually be you still have some element of bearishness in it. Because as you can see, it pushed up, and this guy dragged it down. We tried to push up again, and now they're still dragging it down massively. So this, and look at the momentum. Look at the momentum. They tried, pushed up little by little. This guy came into the market. Was it what I'm looking for? Massively or strongly? Yeah, that's a good word. And dropped it. They pushed again. They tried. These guys also pulled it back down. They tried again to push, and again you can see as it's going up, the what's it called now, the strength volume is reducing, and then these guys dragged it back down. So, and as you can see after that drag, you can see how what is happening. Little efforts, So I believe that this may still see some downside. So if you're gonna take this, I need you to just wait for some form of correction here back to that top, maybe like a simple pattern, and then you can look for your sell to the downside. Now, what I'm excuse me, what I also noticed as well was that it had a feeling, it had some form of pattern forming here, that cipher looking pattern. So maybe this can go back to this level, and then we can get a short counter trend trade, counter trend. Just call it. Let me see it on a higher time frame to see what I can call it. Okay, right now it's showing signs of yeah, this showing signs of bullishness because of that impulse. This seems like a correction expecting an impulse. So but if you drop down, you can call this, counter trend, to be honest, really. Call it counter trend. So this can happen, this for the on the short term. Now I'm expecting this to be on the downside, to come to the downside. So but this move here, this move right here is what would really I'm really looking for anyway, just to short term set buy to my 38 and to my 61.8, which is almost back to the top of the channel for that final drop. you know I believe that it might still drop, so this might do that push to the upside when it comes down to this level. Excuse me. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, it might, when it comes down to this level, it might just push to the upside once, and then probably push again, maybe to the top here before finally coming down. But again, remember, nobody owns the market. Just wait and see what it's going to do, because it may just come out, and eventually that move that we're waiting for on the upside, that massive move because of this bearish flag, this bullish flag, this move that we're waiting for, this giant one here that is going to terminate here, may just happen. But in the long run, that's what we're expecting. We expect price can't continue in this channel forever. We expect price to break out of this channel eventually. So, but just be on the lookout. Watch it, follow it judiciously. I'm gonna probably put a sell limit here, a buy limit here, and then probably my stop loss will be somewhere around here. And let's just see what happens. But if it comes back and hit my stop loss, it's absolutely fine. I'll just look for another opportunity to sell it down to the bottom here. So that's that one for USD card. I think I've overshot for. I didn't want to do that much talking on that pair, but I think I've overshot it. But anyway, just leave it. This next one, oh, I'll clear this now. This is the one I called, some weeks back. See that move, drop, see that move, drop, see that move again. What are we expecting? A drop as well. And we already see that drop happening. It started here. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for that continuation to occur. I see that move, see that thing happening. So what we might see right now, I'm not really sure, but what may happen is for price to come back. This move that we're waiting to happen, this double top here, we're waiting for a double top to occur here, some form of a simple pattern. So this may be what it's going to do, that double top that we're waiting for. Maybe this is what is going to happen, and then that's final drop that we are expecting. So that may happen, but can't really always tell what price is going to do. So what we're going to do is going to watch it. Now we already have that level created. So price, what we want price to do, if it doesn't go back to the top, what we want price to do is to break that level again, come back and retest it, and then continue dropping to the downside. But just be on the lookout for this level. Watch that level. You could decide to, I would say, just wait for it to set up properly. Don't put anything in yet, but this is a good pair. This would be give you some really good winning. So just be on the lookout for that pair. NZD JPY. Is there any other? I think for this one, price, I expected price to come down to this level, do that retest, and come back to the top. But it actually didn't. I think I had a sell limit, a buy limit here. It didn't trigger. It's all good. It didn't come all the way down, but it's absolutely fine. If it's gonna continue to the upside, no problem. We'll just let it go. But I have something waiting for it here. So what I just want this to do now is for it to break above that level, break above that level, I want it to break above that level, retest that level, and then I can take it to the upside, if that is going to happen. Now, what do you see? If you can look at it clearly, can't you see? You can see this formation, right? Inverted head and shoulder. So maybe that is what's going to happen here. So just be on the lookout for this move right here. But if that doesn't happen, you already know what is going to happen. That price is going to reject as it's doing now. Right now, there's a lot of indecision happening here. So there's nothing I need to trade here. So maybe this might just reject, and then you can see price come tumbling down again. So, but be on the lookout for that one. The next one is GBP USD. In fact, we're really looking at this one with Oluwole the other day. So right now, what I'm expecting price to do is it's already broken that level that I set for it, retested it, and dropped massively. So let me see my higher time frame moves. So as you can see, I have this trend line drawn out. If you look at this trend line on the weekly, you can see it bounced there, it kept going up, and it came back to bounce it. This is one, came back to bounce this and jumped again, came back and bounced it, and it's acting like it's jumping again. So if that happens, if it jumps again, then it's going to keep going back up. It's going to come back to that level, this level that they broke out of. It's going to come back to it, or probably come back to this other level, because as it closes before that trend line. So it may just come back to that level. This is what I mean. Price may just do this, come back to retest it like this, and then continue to the downside. But what the level that I'm really looking for is a bounce from off here. So I may not really look to trade to buy sell this thing at this point, because it's too close to this key level. Why is it a key level? Because if you look at it on the higher time frame, you can clearly see that it's a strong price, did resistance, and came back and became support, bounced and went to the moon, came back again and bounced. And so this is the level I'm waiting for, because a strong level. You can see there's no price action at all before that, apart from this one that we have here. So what I'm expecting is for price to come and bounce on that point. Come down to that level eventually, may just come down to that level and then return back up there. That may just happen, or probably just return just on this level before coming back down. So, but again, we just look at these things on the higher time frame to just give us an idea of where price may go to. Then we now enter our trades on the lower time frame, and then follow the trade to that level if it gets there. But if it doesn't get there, we secure our bag and then get out of the market and look for more trades. So that's what we do. GBP, that's a pound yen. Can see that move. You guys already see what is happening. We've been trading this for some time. A lot of us made a lot of money off this level, just this level, us on our platform, and even the guys on the 10 pips and deep, a lot of them made some money on that level right now, because we were really waiting for price to break below and get to this level because of that big channel, massive channel. But price got stuck here, and we took advantage of that opportunity, up and down movement of this level. We took here as well. So what now, price broke out of it, retested, and then you can see it's falling. Game is now at this level. This level, maybe it's going to bounce a little bit back to the top before coming back down, or probably this may just be its turning point and then it goes back to the top. Whatever it does, it doesn't really matter. We just wait to see price action. So it may just do something like this, excuse me, may just do something like this, and then drop, then come back, retest, and then continue to the downside. That may just happen, but again, we would only trade based on all of our confirmations, okay, do that. So what else? What else? USD chef. Now, I don't want to believe that I don't want to say that this is the final move. This may the same thing we saw on that other one. Was it USD Euro chef? Yeah, this Euro chef, the same thing. This may happen as well. So may just see price do this, do that move to the downside and then come back up and finally come back to test that the level that we created before finally coming down. So but just be on the lookout. Don't just jump in if you're not in this trade yet. Just be on the lookout. Maybe you may just even do that and then continue to the downside, then continue to the downside, then continue to the downside. That's the second option. The first option is that it's going to come back up to give you that double top and then come tumbling. So just be on the lookout for that move. To if you're not in it yet, don't just jump in. Just let it do its thing. Let it set up properly. Wait for a flag or some form of a simple move, or for it to break this level that you can see. Wait for it to break that level, or if you just want to wait for it to come back and retest that level, you can even put a sell limit here. Then your stop loss will be here. But then if it comes back and hits you out, it's fine. Just look for another opportunity to get in again. I think that's the final one. I'm going to stop here for tonight. Whatever it is, I'm going to look at the charts again and send out screenshots to each and every one of us. But look at your charts, see what you see as well. Let me know what your thoughts are on some of the charts I've looked at. If you have any other one that you want me to look at, just send it to the platform and we can all look at it together. Thank you guys, and do have a fantastic night. God bless.